Real live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 15 of the new rebrand with 352 Blitz. We got a good crew today. We got Jay Butt and Ed here today. It's going to be a good one, guys. We're going to talk about a lot of good stuff that's going on in the NFL. But before we get into that, make sure you guys go ahead and like the video already or the podcast where you're listening to this at. Comment for us and everything. If you hear something that you guys like or what we didn't like to say, say it, all that good stuff. Sub to us everywhere. Follow us everywhere. That's Twitter, TikTok, all that good stuff at 352 Blitz. And also, first off, happy Juneteenth to all my African brothers and sisters out there. Very big day in our history and all that good stuff as well. We're going to talk about some HBCU players later on in the podcast episode as well. Also, give a big shout out to my boy Ed on his first Father's Day. How'd it go for you?
It was good, man. It was a very good day. It's different for sure, like before. Oh, there's Omar. Let me add him real quick. Welcome back, Omar.
What's up, you guys?
Yo.
But like the past 25 years, I've been saying Happy Father's Day to everyone else that was a father, and then to get it this time, it was a little bit shocking to wake up to people celebrating you and stuff like that for being a father. But I had a good time. I passed it with my son and with my in-laws. So we just cooked at home and had a good time.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Also, as you guys can see, Omar has joined us as well. What's up, bro?
What's going on, guys? It's been a minute for sure. It's been a minute.
For sure. All right, man, let's go to get into it. So, obviously, like I said earlier, today's Juneteenth. So let's talk about some HBCU players that played in the NFL. Who do you guys think is the best player to come out of HBCU and play in the NFL?
Okay, I can't I'll be honest, I'm a little ignorant when it comes to HBCUs overall, a lot of them. But there's one actually recently that stands out to me. For some reason I just admire his game at the linebacker position. Darius Leonard from the Colts, from South Carolina State.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, obviously I'm sure there's a lot of greats and Hall of Famers from HBCUs. But just to kind of give light on the recent HBCUs that are in the NFL, I really like Darius Leonard's game, and it's unfortunate that he's kind of dealt with some injuries recently. But he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back and do a great job for the Colts again. So that's on me on my end. But what about you guys?
First person that comes to mind for me, obviously you got the famous ones, but one person that was in HBCU and then that's doing big things now is Shannon Sharp, for sure. Same college as Savannah State. You see Shannon Sharp had a pretty good NFL career as a tight end, definitely kind of revolutionized the position a little bit more to make it what it is today, right? And to see him doing big things at NFL, in the not podcasting, but TV game, I'm sorry. It's beautiful to see. So what else you guys think?
Probably have to say, because you have Walter Payton came from HBCU, Jerry Rice. Those are out there, but probably Steve McNair as well. Played for the Titans. And then, really, what's crazy? I thought you would have said Michael Strahan coming out of Texas Southern.
Yeah, he did. He did come out of Texas Southern. Yeah, I didn't know Texas Southern was the HBCU though. I'll tell you that much. But no, Michael Strahan, that's an all-time great for the Giants. So, historically and in bias, I would probably choose Strahan as the greatest of all time. But there's a HBCU, but there's a lot of great ones out there. So I'm not gonna say I know all of them. So
yeah.
So for me, So for me, a lot of people don't know that Jerry Rice went to HBCU.
Yeah.
And and he's arguably the greatest wide receiver of all time. So, but right now, there's a lot of big names back in the day. You have your Michael Strahans, you have your Michael Strahan, Jerry Rice, But then you also now is this Wi-Fi working, man? Y'all can hear
You're
me,
good.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're good.
Okay, because I feel like I'm lagging like crazy. But anyways, right now I'm gonna go with Javon Hargrave with the Philadelphia Eagles, defensive tackle. You know, he's been very good for that defense. I'm sorry,
Okay.
fellas. I'm having horrible Wi-Fi connection. So let me rejoin.
Yeah, all good, all good.
I think the next up and coming player to technically come from HBCU is going to be James Houston, that transferred from Florida over to Jackson State for his senior year.
Yeah, I
Uh,
forgot.
yeah,
Yeah, I
he,
forgot he was.
he had a great year once he started to get playing time with the Lions last year. I think he had like seven or eight sacks, and he only played like 9 games.
Was big.
You know, I think it's interesting that nowadays you're seeing like how the trend was like back then. You see a lot of HBCU players, HBCU greats like Walter Payton, Jerry Rice, and right
Yeah.
now it's not as many, but there still are some. Like we just mentioned, James Houston and Darius Leonard. You know, do you guys think that
I think it's really funding right now. That's the issue.
Yeah,
It's
no,
going up
absolutely,
against some of these big
100%.
schools. Getting,
100%.
getting
And I think this NIL thing has kind of really messed that up because with Dion out of Jackson State, I thought HBCUs were getting great traction.
Yep.
Um, you know, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We will see for sure. Cool. Well, hopefully Ed joins us back soon. I know he's having some difficulties, but all right. So I just saw that Dalvin Cook tweeted. I mean, sorry, he didn't tweet, but he was on the podcast, and he said that all he wants to do at this point in his career is win a Super Bowl. You know, so I don't know if that's any foreshadowing to any teams he's going to go to or anything at all. But what do you guys think about that statement?
Go ahead, Jay. What?
I'm sorry. I'm just kind of laughing at Ed's
Situation.
Can you repeat the question? I apologize.
No, you're good, bro. You're good. So I was just saying, basically, Dalvin Cook went on the podcast and said all he wants to do now is win the Super Bowl. And I was thinking, do you think that's a foreshadow to any team he might go to? What do you think? What's your thoughts on that?
I think it really could be. I still have like I was saying, I still have my doubts about him going to a Super Bowl contender because you look at Super Bowl contenders for this year. I mean, just not trying to be biased, but you have Miami, Kansas City. I guess you could put I guess you could put the really AFC East minus the Patriots.
Yep.
Just like those standout teams, none of them are going to pay him what he was really, I think, wanting to get. So I think if it comes down to it and he's willing to get $5-6 million a year to get a ring, I think that's definitely foreshadowing. Like basically like what he was saying will lead to that. But nobody's going to offer him the big money that he was wanting and still be on a Super Bowl contender. I don't see it happening.
So you're basically saying he has to pick one or the other, either pick money or Super Bowl contender team?
Yeah, that's really what I was trying to say. He's either got to pick money or he's got to pick a ring because he's not going to get both.
Thanks. I agree. What do you think, Omar?
For me, Dalvin, I don't think it's anything crazy, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that it's going to give any team fortune or anything. He's just kind of scrambling because we know that running backs nowadays in the NFL are kind of like dispensable. So, if he can be a part of a team where he can add some value to the backfield, and obviously he's a really good running back, so he's going to add value anywhere he goes. But to me, it doesn't matter where he goes. I think, and we're talking about Super Bowl contenders. I think it's all even. I think it's all even across the board. I don't think Dalvin, going to a specific team just makes that team. Oh my gosh! All right, they're unstoppable on offense now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, for sure. I think I was gonna try to wait to see if Ed got back, but what I was gonna say is, yeah, I think Jay Butt hit it right on the head. I think it's either Super Bowl contender team or just take money somewhere, and I think he's just at the stage where he has to take a 1 or 2 year deal, not even 2 or 3 year deal, maybe $7-8 million a year at some team, and then just go from there at this point. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I mean, as long as he doesn't go to Kansas City, even though their running back room is a little bit crowded with McKinney and I forgot the guy from PR, I forgot his name. The guy's like super fucking fast. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Isaiah Pacheco.
Pacheco, yeah. So I
Bring
mean,
bring Dalvin to the 305. That's all I gotta say.
that'd be a good fit. I think that'd be a good fit. As far as a team like you said that can compete. So I don't know. I think, like I said, to repeat myself, Jay Butt hit it right on the head. So, but moving on. Another player that's in the that AFC East that's giving a lot of trouble to their team has been Stefon Diggs. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen what he's been doing. So lately, I mean, obviously back in January after they lost to the Bengals, he stormed out the locker room after the game. And then he also did not show up to camp. Then also has expressed his frustrations with his role in the offense and the play calling, which I think is a little bit weird. I did my research. It's a little bit weird because he was the second most targeted receiver in the nation last year. So I don't get where all this is coming from. But what are you guys' thoughts on Stefon Diggs and what he's doing and everything?
How many receivers are involved in play calling? I thought that was a quarterback thing.
I don't know.
Because that's the one thing that really threw me off. Because I was like, you got a franchise quarterback in Josh Allen.
Yeah.
You don't have enough trust in your quarterback to. Obviously, you two, because it really seems like, I mean, they always make it seem like they're boys when they're in press conferences and stuff. So why wouldn't you have enough trust in them to get you the ball?
That's a good point.
Yeah. With Stefon,
you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep, you're good. With Diggs, man, like I'm not saying this is like on Antonio Brown level or anything, but it kind of gives me those vibes, and it's just like, you could do it a little bit better. He doesn't have to do all this miscommunication with coach, storming out the locker room saying he's unhappy. I think it could be handled better. Obviously, he's gonna do what he wants to get the attention. So. And do I think he's right for this? Personally, no. But he has his right to do whatever he wants for his career. Obviously, if he's trying to move to a better team or where he thinks he fits better. Because, like Greg said, he was the second most targeted receiver last year, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how
like the Bills legit have no other weapons on offense.
Right.
Like I guess
Right.
you could say Knox. You could
bro,
say Knox,
no.
but it doesn't compare, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No,
It's the Josh Allen, Stefon Diggs show over at the Bills.
Yeah.
Which is why they haven't been able to do anything in the playoffs, because all you have to do is just double man up, put two people on Diggs coverage and let Josh Allen beat you with his legs, and then the defense is absolutely atrocious. So I don't really I'm guessing the question is, what's the situation? What we think about Stefon Diggs?
Yeah.
As the title says. Yeah, man, I don't know what's wrong with him. And this would be the second time that we see him having problems with two franchises. He did the same thing. He did kind of the same thing with the Minnesota Vikings, where he wanted an out. He wanted a better quarterback, per se, from Kirk Cousins, and I don't blame him. So he went to Josh Allen. He became that number one option with Josh Allen, and they both of them have elevated the Buffalo Bills to a different level. But now he's running into the same type of thing where he's questioning what the offensive and how many targets he's getting. Like, second most targets, bro, when you're complaining, that's just ridiculous. And I don't know how much you can complain, or I guess he has a lot of trust on wide receivers such as Gabe Davis and Cole Beasley, who's 96 years old out there running routes, right? I don't know what he expects on an offense where he is solely the main wide receiver. Who else can they target? Like, who else could they target less so that you could get more target? I guess. Does that even make sense? No, it doesn't.
I
So
agree.
it's weird. It's a weird situation. I think he's kind of like a diva, like Omar said. Kind of like Antonio Brown, just not to that extent of that level of
Yeah.
CTE syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
mean,
feel like, I think we're getting used to it as fans, these type of situations with players. I think we're not like, oh, this is, this is something foreign that we've never seen. It's something we've seen. Obviously, Le'Veon Bell did it a few years ago. But you know what? Stefon could take maybe examples from Saquon. Saquon's been very professional about it. I don't know if you guys seen this, but he hasn't reported to camp, but he's also not going out there. He said that what he wants from the Giants, but he's not making them look bad or making himself look bad, in the process.
But they're also in two different positions. Like you said, running back positions are at a very vulnerable spot right now. So he
Right.
can't be out there doing too much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad, but I think we saw this coming. We saw this coming for the running back position as a whole. We saw this coming when the Le'Veon Bell thing happened, and we've seen it kind of just unfold year by year.
Yeah, we touched on that last week or 2 weeks ago, the position overall and how it's changed.
facts. Yep. So we'll see, bro. I don't know. Hopefully he gets his act together before it's too late.
I mean,
Nobody cares about
what
it
do
anymore.
you to elaborate on that? What do you think? What do you guys think that the Bills should do? Should they just deal with the diva-ness from Stefon Diggs, or should they maybe get rid of him where his value is high and maybe get a young piece?
What's his value? First round?
Yeah, I think he's definitely a first round for sure.
I don't know.
First
He's
and fourth?
borderline. He's borderline. He's borderline giving up a first round because I look at his age, and that's what scares me. And it's just like he's
So
30.
he's so consistent. Man.
Actually, no. You know what? I'm gonna take that back because if DeAndre Hopkins is not going for a first round pick or a second round pick, then Stefon Diggs is not worth that. Especially when
Yeah.
Stefon Diggs, I mean, DeAndre Hopkins hasn't had any off the field issues at all. He's not having any diva-ness or anything like that. He just played for an awful franchise of the Houston Texans. They traded him away to the Cardinals, and in the Cardinals they have absolutely like 4 idiots running that franchise, including the damn coach and the quarterback himself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, never mind. I'm gonna take it back. Stefon Diggs. I mean, the problem with the Bills is that they are like ready to win right now, and so for them, getting rid of Stefon Diggs is like a big blow to the overall status of the team. So it's just something that they have to reevaluate.
Yeah. Answer your question, Ed. Yeah, I think that he's not really worth anything now. It's just like at this point, down with him if you can. Just have a rational conversation with him. Like if I'm the Bills, right? Try to see like, what is your problem, dude? Like, pull up the numbers, say, yo, this is how much you're getting targeted. What's going on? What do you think we can do to make you feel better? You know what I mean? Because you can't really get anything for him now in the trade market. I don't think it's worth a first round pick, in my opinion. I don't think it's worth a second round pick either. Just because he's old now. He's gonna be 32 next year. You know what I mean? So I don't get it. But Bills' hope right now is to stay with him because he's a great wide receiver. He's a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL when he wants to be, and hopefully ride the wave to see what can happen. But all right, moving on. Talking about another wide receiver or another wide receiver group. So JSN, Jace Jackson or Jason Smith and Jigba, I think I'm saying his name right. Over there at the Seahawks has already reportedly earned the respect of all of his teammates. Tyler Lockett specifically said that he's been phenomenal and he's already being treated like a veteran out there in Seattle. So do you guys think that the Seahawks may have the best wide receiver core in the league or top 3 at least? You think about Metcalf, JSN, and Tyler Lockett and all the boys? What do you guys think?
Yes. Yeah, they're top 5. They're top 5. I put them in the top 5 easy, in my opinion.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, wait, you guys already did the top. You guys went over the top 5, right? You guys do that already?
No. I'm saving that. Not yet.
Oh, okay, not yet. All right, I got it.
No.
I don't know if they're top. I don't know, bro. I don't know because Tyler Lockett is also like very damn old, dinosaur old. He's older than Stefon Diggs.
They're 4 for me.
He's a player though, that's for sure.
True.
He's we saw him. He still flashed last year. I mean, at least against the Giants he did.
Yeah, but I mean, for me to be able to say that they are a top 3, we haven't seen JSN play. You know, you can say something about that on defense. I mean, you can see that on the offseason, but how does it transfer over to the actual league? You know, so I think let's just pump the gas. In my opinion, pump the gas on them having like they can potentially be a top 3 wide receiver group in the NFL this coming up season if JSN takes the next step, which I mean, I already thought that was going to happen. People think that JSN went there and it was overcrowded, but not really. All you have to do is just slide Tyler Lockett over to the slot, and you have 2 big body wide receivers to throw the ball to.
Yeah. To answer the original question, I think they have the potential. And I'm not talking about the duo, talking about the core as a whole. They could be top 5 for sure. I think they want to continue to step together now that they have Geno Smith with a year under his belt as a starter basically, and him continue to grow and him with that chip on his shoulder to keep playing as good as he's been. I think the boys could definitely do something, especially since NFC is weak now. You know what I mean? So I don't know, bro. It's an interesting conversation. J-Bud, did you say anything yet on this?
To me, they're 4 right now. I didn't really have him that high, like I was saying going into the draft, but I mean, I don't really look too deep into a lot of the off-season talk. A lot of it's non-contact, just running drills. I got to see him on the field.
Right, I get you.
Against other competition, that's tough.
Yeah.
Good,
I mean,
good quarterbacks.
And it's not like the Seahawks have bad cornerbacks, right? I mean, they have a rookie cornerback last year, or 2 rookie cornerbacks last year that developed very well, and one of them was going off to be a defensive player of the year, other than Sauce Gardner. And then this year they get Witherspoon, so it's not like they have no garbage cornerbacks that they're going against. But it's one thing to do it in practice, and then another when the when the bright lights are on.
Facts. Cool. All right. Well, moving on, we're going to talk about. We kind of talked about divisions earlier in our rebrand. I want to talk about another topic on that. So, what do you guys think is the toughest division in the league right now? You got the NFC East that had 3 teams make the playoffs last year. You got the AFC North, who potentially has 4 playoff teams. Honestly, if you think about it, what do you guys think could be?
All 3 of you guys. All 3 of you guys know what my answer is going to be, so I'll be last.
Yeah.
AFC East.
What was that? AFC East? Why is that?
Because you have Rodgers, you have Allen. Just the amount of how you have 3 teams that are fully loaded, and the Patriots are kind of a wild card. I don't think they're going to be that good, but they could. You never know with Bill Belichick.
Yeah. That's a point. Ed's making a face, so I want to see what Ed has to say. I want to hear this.
I gotta say, this one's hard, man. I think the AFC, any division is hard, except the A. Well, actually, let me take that back. Every division in the AFC other than the AFC South is hard. And the NFC is wide open for 2 teams. Because if you go AFC East, you have like Justin just said, you have 3 quarterbacks that can win in, and they're loaded. That dog is going crazy. I'm gonna go with fuck that. I'm gonna say the AFC North.
Yep.
AFC North is the hardest. You got the Bengals who went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago, playoff team. You have the Steelers who don't lose. Literally, they don't have a losing record. And you have the Ravens who just loaded up. And the Browns are a full loaded team. Like the
Yep.
Browns not making the playoffs is just them being Browns. There's no other commentary on that. So I'm gonna say AFC North.
Well, I know Omar wants to go last, so I agree with Ed. I think the AFC North is the best division because top to bottom there is no weakness. There is no weak team, and I think every team could make the playoff. Well, not every team could mathematically, but I mean like every team has the potential to be a playoff team. That's what I meant to say. Or at least has a playoff roster. Like Browns, when Deshaun Watson came back, he won I think 7 of his 12 games, 7 of his 10 games. I think something like that. And like Ed said, the boys got a full roster from top to bottom. Jesus Christ. But I don't know, bro. I think the NFC East is okay. I think the AFC East is pretty good too as well. I think Jay Butt is right in the fact that Bill Belichick might do some Bill Belichick shit and do something cool, but we'll see. That's all I really got to say on that. Let's hear it, Omar.
Well, all I got to say is the NFC East probably toughest division because I think a lot of people here are getting carried away with what could be. What could be. I see a lot of Jay Butt, oh, well, Miami didn't make the playoffs last year. The Jets didn't make the playoffs last year. So like
You meet him. Jay Butt, you meet him.
Miami made the playoffs last year.
Miami made the playoffs last year?
We lost in a wild card game against the Bills. Do you not remember this?
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, they lost. It didn't matter anyways. I all I remember is my team winning in the playoffs, but
you lost. But
what's up?
You lost too. It's the same thing. You didn't make it to the Super Bowl. You didn't win the Super Bowl.
Okay. Anyways, Eric Bieniemy is a coordinator for the Washington Commanders now, so the division's only getting stronger. And if I had to predict, I could very well see a back-to-back of the NFC East having 3 playoff teams again, and it could be any given team. So it could be where what it's most likely going to be, or the 3 most likely scenarios are the Eagles, the Giants, and the Cowboys, or the Eagles, Cowboys, and Commanders, or the Reds, the Commanders, the Giants, and the Eagles.
This man finna get us canceled.
No, I said it was close. But anyways, those are the 3 outcomes that could possibly come out if we do a back-to-back. All 3 teams in the NFC. You guys just said the NFC is down. So
the NFC is down, but it doesn't mean that if you put 3 teams in the playoffs that they're the hardest division. That just means that the division.
I mean, we have to play against the NFL throughout the whole entire, and we have to beat each other up inside our division. So if we are winning games and over 500. Which last year, all 3 teams were over 500 by 2+ games. That looks good. We're not talking 2010 NFC West where fucking they were 7-9, and all that. So I think that the NFC East is just, even historically, like it's his heritage, like the NFC East is one of the first divisions to come to the NFL, and they haven't like pumped their brakes. They're constantly one of the premier divisions in all of football. And typically, I think in the last 30 years, the NFC East has been the number 1 division that's been represented in the Super Bowl. It's kind of crazy.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna
The
have to.
NFC,
I need
I'm
to
gonna have to
fact
call
check
Cap
that
on. I'm gonna
because
have to. Yeah, I'm
Cowboys
gonna
have
have to
been to
call
the
Cap
Super
on that
Bowl
one.
forever. I can remember 2 times the Giants have been. I don't
but
remember the last time the Redskins.
I said in 35 years, which is including all of those teams. The Eagles have been in the Super Bowl, the Giants have been in the Super Bowl, the Cowboys have been in the Super Bowl, and the Redskins. So,
The Steelers, the Ravens, and the Bengals.
right, those are 3.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm just saying.
But I have a
football.
legit. I have a legit question though. If you say who won the 1991, 1991, it wasn't the Cowboys, right?
I think it was us. Well, the year was the 90. It was in 91 of January, but
All right. My question is, how do you, if you say when Washington won, when Washington D.C. whatever team won, are you not allowed to say the Washington Redskins? What are you supposed to? Because there weren't the Commanders.
no, you say the Redskins at the time. The Redskins at the time.
Okay, I'm just trying to see if we're gonna get canceled out here.
No, I mean, I don't think it's not a correct name to name a team after. But it
All right,
was for
I just
years,
wanted to make sure.
and the thing that it was aired for years, like commentators said it for years over and over again. I don't think it's to that sensitivity where we can't say it again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Hey, another division that actually never mind. I was gonna say that, but I stopped myself. I was gonna say another division that put all the teams to the Super Bowl was the AFC West, but that's cap because the Chargers never have made it. I don't think have this. Wait, the Chargers have made the Super Bowl, right?
I don't know. I don't know if they have.
I think early 2000s with LT. Oh no, they went to AFC title game and lost.
Okay, yeah, okay. I was gonna say AFC, yeah. So I was gonna say AFC West, but no. All right, let's just continue on with the next topic.
Yeah.
We're gonna get stuck with this.
Yeah. All right. So next topic, Justin Fields. So reportedly, he is miles ahead of where he was at the end of minicamp, which is a few weeks ago. And what's up, Mark? And the NFL scout said that he can win the MVP this year. Do you think that's a crazy take? And you guys think the Browns can actually do something this year since the NFC is weak?
I don't think it's a crazy take. I think Justin Fields has a lot of athleticism. I think he's got a really good arm too. I still don't see the Bears doing anything. That it's just not really a complete team to me to compete for anything. Their division's honestly really good as well. Oh, they got a little bit of opening now with Green Bay, but I think Detroit and who is the other team in that division? I'm blanking. Who's the other team in the division? Minnesota. I think they're the clear-cut 2 teams for that division. I don't think the Bears have a chance against them.
Yeah.
But I do think I think Justin Fields is a really good quarterback, and he can improve a lot this year. I don't see him being an MVP though.
I like that. What's your thoughts? Let's go ahead.
What was the question? I'm too busy over here responding to Mark.
No, you're good.
What was the question?
Just basically, do you think this NFL scout said that Justin Fields could win the MVP next year? And do you think that's a crazy take? And also, do you think the Bears could do something this year?
The Bears can what?
Do something this year.
I think it's crazy to say that Justin Fields is gonna win the MVP when you have Pat Mahomes in the NFL.
Yeah.
Not only that, you have Joe Burrow and other quality quarterbacks out there. You have Aaron Rodgers with the Jets. There's a lot of teams. You have Josh Allen. There's a lot of people out there.
Lamar Jackson.
You have Lamar Jackson. No, I'm gonna call Cap. I'm gonna call Cap on that one. But can the Bears do something? Yeah, I think so. I think the NFC North is by do something. Okay. By do something, do you mean like win the Super Bowl or make the playoffs? Because I think they can make the playoffs. I think they can make the playoffs.
No. No.
Yeah, but do something. I would say, well, I didn't really have a definition of it. I was just saying maybe they can make the playoffs or at least have a good season, anything like that.
I think the Bears can have a good season because the NFC North is wide open. You really have the Lions that's the most complete team. The Vikings took a huge step back on defense. I mean, they did add Brian Flores as their DC, but they took a huge step back with letting a lot of people go, and they're still trying to get rid of Daniil Hunter. Offensively, they don't have Adam Thielen anymore, but they did add the young buck from USC. Forgot his name. So offensively,
Jordan
Addison, yeah. So they added Addison, and they also might get rid of Cook. So you're talking about Thielen, who's a polished wide receiver in the NFL, leaving, and you have Cook, who's one of the top 5 running backs in the NFL, leaving. So Minnesota, I don't think they're going to be that good as they should have been. The Lions more complete. The Bears could do something, and I think the Packers are going to be absolutely horrible.
I agree. What you think, Omar?
What was the question? Wait, hold on.
Can Justin Fields win the MVP this year? As scouts are saying that. And the second thing, are the Bears going to do something this year?
Ain't no way, ain't no chance on earth Justin Fields wins the MVP this year. And you know what? And even and I'm only saying that because he's on my fantasy team. I'm not even going off based on what scouts are saying or anything. I haven't seen film on him this whole entire, off season or anything. So I don't know anything about Justin Fields. But what I do know is that he's on my fantasy team and he's not going to win an MVP because that would benefit my fantasy team. And I just don't get that lucky. So I'm going to go off of that.
Oh my God. Here we go.
It's a man, bro.
So no, I don't think
more logic I've ever heard.
What?
This is the most Omar logic I've ever heard. Just base it off the fantasy team.
But no, overall the Bears, no, they have it tough in that division. I think the Lions are going to take a huge step next season. Hopefully they do because I'm kind of rooting for the Lions to kind of get out of their,
funk.
Their dark cloud just constantly over them. But no, the Bears' time will come. I think the Bears' time will come. I think Ryan Poles is maybe a year out, I would say. Maybe give him this season. Let him get another draft, build the offseason, and then maybe Justin will have what it takes next season to take it to the next level. But it's just his maybe his time in the pocket. He scrambles a lot. I just don't see him. I don't see the passing game for Justin being, not effective, but just he needs to pass. He needs to pass the ball like at a high level, and I don't think he's going to do it. That's my opinion.
Gotcha. I'm gonna give my thoughts real quick. Justin Fields being MVP, that's insane talk. When you got prime Josh Allen, you got prime Joe Burrow, you got prime Mahomes, you got prime Lamar Jackson,
prime Jalen Hurts,
prime Justin Herbert. You know what I mean? Like I think that's insane. Justin Jefferson, like you got all these players in their prime. I think AJ Brown probably went it before Justin Fields could. But yeah, no. But no, I'm just talking crazy. But I mean, as far as the Bears as a whole, I do like what the GM is doing. I think he had a great offseason so far as far as rebuilding the roster and whatnot. But it is what it is. I do think the NFC North, I think that's the division they're in, is pretty weak. Like Ed said, the Packers are trash. The Lions are the most complete team. Vikings took a step back in every almost area of their team. So I don't know, bro. They could do something, but as far as the MVP talk, that's insane.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no.
Hey, is Mark still watching this? Mark, if you're still watching this, go ahead and comment real quick.
I don't think Mark's watching.
Oh, he's not. All right.
I saw him say 1 or 2 years, but
1 or 2 years for Justin.
Yeah. All right, moving on. So talking about Bijan Robinson, I think I'm saying his name right. But he made a bold prediction for himself, saying that he will win the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. You guys think that's actually possible? I know obviously I haven't seen anybody play yet, but what do you guys think about that statement?
I like his attitude. I like his attitude, and what else? What else is what else is he supposed to say? But if he actually believes it, I think he's a little. I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of people are kind of discarding the quarterback class, and I think one of those QBs is going to take it.
Yeah.
Whether it's Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, one of them will take it, man. That's all I'm saying. But I'm not even saying Robinson is a bad running back or a bad offensive player. He's not going to be good, but he's got to have a Saquon year. That's all I'm going to say. And on top of that, let's not forget the great wide receivers that are in this class. So,
a lot.
Which my favorite out of the wide receivers to maybe win an offensive rookie of the year, it could be Jordan Addison, just because of the attention that Justin Jefferson is going to get. So it could go either way there.
Real quick, Mark commented on what the Justin Fields thing. He said that Justin Fields is talented but needs more weapons and a better offensive line, and that Tua will win it before Justin Fields.
I mean, he can win it before Justin. Yeah.
Tua was a contender until the injury last year. So even after the first concussion, he was still.
But that injury, Justin, was pretty early on in the season. I mean, not super early, but like it was before.
I just said he was still a contender after the first concussion, and then the second one is what really knocked him out.
After though, no, I wouldn't put it after the first. After the first, it was kind of.
Well, he went on the 7-game winning streak because they played against butt teams from like week 7 to week 15, and then week 7 to week 13, and then he got the second concussion, which knocked him out.
Man, we're not talking about no damn Tua. We're talking about damn Bijan Robinson. No, he's not going to be.
All right, so I'm going to touch on Bijan. I'm going to leave it at Omar's a Tua hater. Bijan, I pray for you, my man, but you got Arthur Smith as the head coach, so it's really all up to that clown. If he wants to give you the ball, you can be offensive rookie of the year. Yeah. But if he treats you like Kyle Pitts, if he treats you anything like Kyle Pitts, ask for a trade after week 1.
That dog is going crazy. Hey, this man, see, Mark's going to hell. Mark's going to hell for real. Look at this, man.
See?
All right. All right, bro. All
right, man. Come on.
Tua knows you don't know. Hey, nah, but for real, Bijan Robinson's not gonna win. It's not because he's not talented, like everyone else said. I just don't see him. And look at Greg laughing, man.
He's trying to hide too. Look at.
But for real, no cap, for real. The problem with Bijan Robinson is that he has Algier ahead of him. The whole situation was weird. Algier hit 1,000 yards rookie season. So then you have Bijan, you have him who, they run the ball most of the time, but obviously it didn't work the first season. So they're gonna have to spread the ball around. You have Drake London, you have Kyle Pitts, you brought in another tight end. What are you gonna do with them? You have all this talent, and you're gonna give the ball. I just don't see it. I see guys like what's his name, Johnston with the Chargers, being a great receiver for them, just because the Chargers wide receiver are always injured, no matter what. And then Jordan Addison obviously can have a great year. And same with Zay Flowers. There's a lot of rookies. This rookie class has a lot of potential. So I'm gonna say cap to Bijan Robinson, saying getting the offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, I think Jay Butt had a great point. Their head coach is an idiot. I don't know, like they're already misused Kyle Pitts, So I don't really have faith that they're going to use Bijan Robinson right. I love his confidence, and I think and Omar was right. Like, what else is he supposed to say? Like, of course, he's going to bet on himself to be as good as he possibly can. But I think there's just too much talent in this draft class. Like you said, like you guys already said all the names. I don't need to repeat you guys, but To answer the question, no, I don't think he's going to definitely win it, but I think he's going to have a good year if he's used right. So anything else you guys want to add on Bijan before we move on? I know people still have some thoughts. Okay.
Like I said, he better pray he has a Saquon Barkley rookie year. That's the only way he's going to take the rookie of the year.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right, let's go to get to some fun stuff. So, it's kind of fun, but I want you guys to think about your teams, right? Think about how long you've been a fan of your team and all this good stuff, or a player that you guys have had traded away or someone that retired or whatever. But name a player that you miss the most from your favorite NFL team and why you miss him.
Ricky Williams.
He was a dog.
Yeah, that's old school.
That man ran I remember probably my first Dolphin games watching him run the ball, and that man was just different. And then the whole situation happened, and it's just it was sad that he was just so before his times, which now we're starting to see everything become legalized for players and stuff. I don't know if the NFL's done it just yet, but I know like the NBA doesn't test for marijuana, things like that.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it sucks that he basically left football because of, I mean, he had mental health issues too. He had depression and a few other things, but that was another reason. Just all the failed drug tests kept him out a lot.
Yep.
Greg, you said retired, or they just not playing for the team anymore?
Yeah, you can put retired, not playing for the team, got traded away.
Oh, okay.
I already know what Omar should say.
Well, yeah.
Kadarius Toney, baby.
This man right here. Oh man, that's a love hate with Kadarius, but I don't know what else to say. No, for me, I'm gonna do two players, one on offense and one on defense, because it's really hard to just name one.
Yeah.
I know this is like a super name that goes under the radar. Nobody's thinking about this guy, but he was actually really good when he was in the NFL for a few years. O.C. Umenyiora, he was defensive end for the Giants. I miss him on defense just because of his style of play. He's I don't know how he got to the quarterback. His technique was, I mean, he learned from the best. He learned from Michael Strahan.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was just a hard-nosed football player. Also, not to mention he's a foreign NFL player. He's actually from the UK. A lot of people don't know that. Of Nigerian descent. So he's spreading the game, the NFL, through Nigeria like wildfire, which is great. So I'm a big fan of OC when it comes to just his game and the person he is outside of football too. For offense, I think it's kind of obvious. Odell Beckham Jr. Like when he was with the Giants, head over heels. Just in love with how he played football. It doesn't get any better than that. And I know a lot of people might think, oh, Victor Cruz because he's Puerto Rican. Yeah, but Odell, like his game was on another level. Like I enjoyed watching Odell. On Sundays, watching Beckham play was special in his prime. It was really special.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with James Harrison. James Harrison was a dog. And he wasn't the biggest guy on the field. He was a 5'11", 250-pound hog molly out there.
He just has a different mentality.
Just different, and I mean, it's not like we have T.J. Watt, who's a fantastic player, but if we could have T.J. Watt and Harrison, that would be great.
For sure. Man. Obviously, I think about Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, but one guy that I loved was Terrell Suggs. He was We haven't had an edge rusher like that in a minute. Like he was a guy that one of the best pass rushers in the league, could literally set the edge on the run. Like that guy was unbelievable, crazy. Him and
They
Ray
could line
Lewis,
up an inside linebacker too.
literally. I
Yeah.
want to say he played almost anywhere in the front seven, almost anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love Terrell Suggs, man. Him, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, those days, early 2010s. I miss those days. So Terrell Suggs is a great guy, man.
One of the best defenses ever.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, man. You know, so definitely Terrell Suggs. And also, one person on offense, I love Steve Smith when he was at the Ravens because he was obviously towards the end of his career, but he was still a baller. And, 2016 and whatnot. So I miss a lot of guys like this, but I can think of two guys off the top of my head. Definitely Terrell Suggs and Steve Smith. Sure. All right, so we're towards the end of the show, guys. We're going to do a quick rapid-fire session. I'm just going to name, two players or two groups of players. You tell me who you would pick, why. All right, real quick.
All right.
All right. I'm going to start with the Jets duo, which is obviously Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed, or would you guys take the Dolphins duo with Ramsey and Howard, and why?
Oh, slow down. Do it again.
The Jets duo, which is Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed. I'm talking about cornerback duo. I'm sorry, cornerback duo with Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, or the Dolphins duo with Ramsey and Howard, and why?
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with. Sorry, I was thinking. I'm gonna go with Howard and Ramsey. Howard had, Howard really goes under the radar, and when they gave him that crazy contract, everybody was like, "Who the heck is this guy?" And when you give him a lot of money, but like Howard is a great cornerback. He's just for whatever reason he goes under the radar a lot. And then Jalen Ramsey. I mean, even if he's like 70% or 80% of what he used to be, he's still a great cornerback. I don't think that DJ, whatever his name is, Reed from the Jets compares to Jalen Ramsey or Howard. Sauce Gardner can compare to both, either or of the other ones, but I'm not very high on Reed, as high as I am with Ramsey and Howard. Even though Ramsey is not as zesty anymore. When Ramsey was a little bit zesty, with the Jags, that man was on his game. A little bit on the other side, you know what I'm saying? That man was a true baller with the Jags. Then he lost his zestiness, and he was still all right. But maybe with Miami, he'll get it back. He'll go back.
He's in Florida. It's the Florida water, Ed.
It's the Florida water.
Anyways, it should be a sweep, clearly, because I know what J Bud's gonna answer, and I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna say Howard Ramsey. I mean, two proven studs. So go ahead, J Bud.
There's not much for me to say. I'm not going to speak on it. I know Pharaoh's going to be blowing my shit up if I say some crazy shit.
Some things, yeah, it could be your opinion, but when your opinion is backed by facts, is it really an opinion?
Honestly, that's.
Man, this is not saying that
DJ Reed's a beast. I'm not going to lie.
He is.
DJ Reed is a nice corner. He's underrated because of Sauce's year last year, but that man had almost as good of a year as Sauce did.
That's the thing, though. Nobody's taking away. They're gonna be next. They're next, but
for sure they're next. Right now, it's. I already said it's.
Yeah.
Dolphins.
For me,
I'm not gonna speak crazy on it.
I must be a hater though, because I don't think they got next. But that's just me.
Well, I'm saying like in
they might get next in the division, but I think the cornerback duo from the Seahawks will turn out to be better. And you got another. If you just add another cornerback to the Bills, if Tre'Davious White can just be healthy and they pair him with Elam, they're gonna be just as good.
Is J.C. Jackson still in New England?
J.C. Jackson still with who?
The Chargers.
These are the Chargers. Oh, okay, I was about to say him and Christian Gonzalez would be a nice duo.
I like Gonzalez. He's gonna be nice. I like him for sure.
Yeah, Gonzalez too.
But yeah, to finish
what's
this part,
the next one?
I think DJ Reed is a little underrated. He's getting a little disrespected. He's a great guy. He's a great player, but yeah, the Fins duo is already kind of proven. Obviously, hope they bring back. Hope Ramsey comes back to the zesty side, Jacksonville, like Ed said, and locks people up for sure. And Howard's already been Howard, so I ain't really got to say much about that. So I'm not too sure if we covered everything in the last show, so I'm gonna just move on to the next part. So, new fun little game. I'm gonna name an NBA player. You give me NFL equivalent, okay?
Okay, let's go. Let's
It's gonna
go.
be two players.
Oh,
All right, two players.
man.
All right. So Luka Doncic. I said his name so wrong, but Luka. I said his name so goddamn
So
wrong.
NFL equivalent of Luka Doncic.
Yeah. That's tough.
That was very tough, to be honest, because
Joe
Ah,
Burrow. I say Burrow.
yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
All right. Yeah. That's your
Just
opinion.
because I really think of like leader,
Actually,
like
no, I got a
running
better one.
running the pace. I think of Luca being the point guard, assisting with nice passes. They both got some swag to them. So that's where my comparison
I
is.
got a
There.
better one. I think
I'm
it's
gonna go.
Justin Herbert.
I'm gonna go with Travis Kelsey.
I like it.
Yeah.
I got Justin Herbert for me, but
Justin Herbert.
Why?
For me,
Why
Travis Kelsey.
Why?
yeah, because I think that Justin is very offensive. Obviously, great quarterback passing. He's got weapons that let him down. Keenan Allen injured, Mike Williams injured, and not saying that the Mavericks are always injured, but Doncic is kind of like a one man show, and so I think that Justin Herbert is. What's up?
Luca is clutch.
That's true, but that's another reason I chose Herbert is because Doncic and Herbert haven't really gone far in the playoffs. So,
I got you. I see where you're at.
but
Ed, why'd you compare him to Kelsey?
Because the reason I picked Kelsey is because he's very elite in the offensive side, but he don't play defense. And Kelsey is an elite tight end. But he doesn't play defense. So that's why. I guess you could do a quarterback too, but for me, Kelsey, he's not a great blocker.
see, okay,
So it's like he's an elite catcher and runner, but he's not an elite blocker. So with Luka Doncic, he's a great offensive player. He can pass the ball. He can shoot the ball well, but defensively it's a liability.
gotcha.
What about you, Greg?
Man, I like Burrow. Like when you first said it, I was kind of what the fuck, but then again, the way you explained it, it makes sense. I was gonna say Josh Allen just because he's not the most athletically gifted player, but his fundamentals are insane, and he's just consistently good over time. So I was gonna say Josh Allen.
I compare him more to Jokic.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
But
Josh Allen.
Yeah.
But Greg's gonna give us the next player right now.
Time out. Josh
here we
Allen
go.
is Luka Doncic. I mean, is who?
Is Jokic.
No, but Josh Allen
no.
is more athletic
Based
than
off what he
Burrow.
just said, based off what he was explaining, I was thinking Jokic. Fundamentally, he looks really good, but it's just not. It doesn't look right. Things like that. Because Jokic be looking ugly when he's in the paint, but somehow he puts the ball in the basket. That man looks ugly as hell when his back is to the basket, and then he's like, lay it in.
So to me, Jokic is like a Kirk Cousins. Fundamentally good, but ugly as hell.
I don't know about that one.
Not talent.
Oh, everybody know, bro.
Not talent.
Everybody looked at you
Not
crazy, Ed.
talent-wise.
Everybody looked at you crazy.
Not talent wise, but you say fundamentally, Kirk Cousins has great fundamentals. He just can't win. He's ugly as hell though.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins at 1:00 is great. That's about it though. 1:00 games, Kirk Cousins is that dude.
They're gonna have to start scheduling playoff games at 1.
Yeah. All right, next player, Giannis.
Mm.
Giannis. Oh, can it be any past or present? It's got to be now.
Present.
Present player. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Can I go first then, since y'all are
Oh,
going?
he's got it. All right, go ahead. You
Oh, no,
probably
go
gonna
ahead.
steal
No,
mine.
it's not.
You
Go
still.
ahead.
I'm gonna say. Damn. Man, you know what? I wish he had a better year this last year because I would have just said that. But for I just think whenever I think Giannis, I think dominant. I think of just this big dominant guy, and DK Metcalf comes to mind when I think big and dominant. Like he's
Yep.
gonna throw it up. I'm gonna catch it, type of thing. So
Yep.
that's my comparison.
I like that.
But historically, I was gonna say Megatron just because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like Giannis,
Yeah.
he's dominant as hell. So
Right. Because I was thinking along the lines of Justin Jefferson in a way, just because
yeah, that too.
athletically gifted, can do some freakish stuff. Like as you guys saw with the Vikings and the Bills game last year, Justin Jefferson had that crazy one-hand catch. One of the best catches I've seen live in a regular season game.
Oh yeah.
And of course Giannis, you guys know what Giannis can do on the court. So was my comparison. I know Jay Buzz, he had to go. But I know Ed's thinking. What do you think so far, Ed?
I was actually gonna say DK Metcalf,
Yeah.
Oh wow.
and if it was gonna be defensively, I would say just because he's just such a brute on the offense, against the offensive line, type like an Aaron Donald. No matter what you do, you're not stopping him.
Facts.
Yeah. Yep.
Facts. Cool. Jay Bud?
Yeah, I'd probably have to say offensively DK as well. There's just a young, huge, up and coming player that is going to be dominant for years ahead.
Yeah.
And then defensively, I feel I'm close to where Ed was with the Aaron Donald, but I feel like just a little more like just a little more like he can be used in more spots. So I was thinking more like Micah Parsons possibly.
I was going to say, yeah, Michael, yeah.
Just because the young still working on his. I mean, well, Giannis is kind of starting to be in his prime at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. All right, guys. Well, that's all we have for you guys today. I'm going to save the rest of the players for next time. I don't want to drag you guys too long. Drag you guys on, keep you guys here for too long. So we appreciate you guys. We love y'all as always. And that concludes episode 15. If you guys can already, please like, comment, subscribe. If you think we said anything crazy or stupid, leave a comment. We love to hear you guys' opinions and everything. Shout out to Mark, by the way, for his insane, thing he had to say about too early.
Hold on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, appreciate you guys.
It's real.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys again. Happy Juneteenth to all my brothers and sisters out there again. We love and appreciate you guys, and we'll catch y'all next time. Take care.
All right.
Take it easy.